Can the Lions extend to a 3-game win streak? Let's Talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for liking the video, for subscribing to the channel, dropping your thoughts in the comments section. The Lions taking on the Giants this Sunday. This is a very interesting game, seeing a 7-2 Giants versus a 3-6 Lions. Seeing a Giants team taking risks and succeeding in those risks. Seeing a Lions team taking risks and failing in them. Kind of a interesting little combination there. Seeing the, it's like the scales are tipping. And anyways, looking at this game, there's a lot of interesting factors. We know that the Lions defense cannot seem to stop the run, you could say. So it's going to be very fascinating watching the Lions try to shut down Saquon Barkley and his huge thighs. I don't think it's possible, but got to give it a go. Saquon is about to cut a running promo montage against us. It's just going to be like Rocky, or it's going to be like Legolas, Aragorn, and Gimli just running through Rohan. But it's going to be Saquon doing it. Very worried about that. Some of the fears coming into this game, some of the areas where we're going to struggle is obviously stopping the run, stopping Saquon. But from there, can we contain a guy like Daniel Jones? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Danny Dimes, he doesn't seem like much of a runner. Danny Dimes is excellent at extending and converting third downs into firsts. So that is a area in which linebackers got to be prepared. Linebackers, Anzalone, Barnes, and Malcolm Rodriguez have to be mentally aware of the space and can they stop him before converting that first down. I think a huge aspect of this game where the Lions can pull this W out is our offense. Does our offense show up like it did week 1 and week 2? Does our offense show up? Does Jared Goff, our wide receivers, and specifically, I think the key component to a W is Jamaal Williams. Jamaal Williams, when you look at the Giants, their D-line, they're letting up 5.4 yards per carry. 5.4 yards per carry is not good, in case you didn't know. Jamaal Williams, I think, has the power behind him in order to extend that, to actually get those 5.4 yards. Swifty, on the other hand, still looks injured to me. And I know he's full practice mode. I know that we're a full go on him. But I'm not seeing the explosion that we were seeing week 1 against Philly with a bad ankle. Like, what we need is Jamaal Williams to have a day. I think if Williams has a day, the Lions offense will be potent, because then you're also establishing that RPO, that run-pass option. Another area that is a little bit dicey for the Lions is, hey, listen, the Giants on the blitz are incredible this year. They are great on the blitz, and we see Goff struggling on the blitz. When pressured with 5 guys, burgers and fries, that's where we see a huge struggle, multiple interceptions. So we need this O-line to be healthy. We need Frank Ragnow back in order to protect Goff, shut down the blitz, and then be able to actually move down the field. Some things I'm liking at this point of the season, really liking Dan Campbell's play calling. I like that he's kind of calmed down. We're not seeing what we were seeing week 1, 2, and 3. We're seeing a much more relaxed, a much more calm version of Dan Campbell, not going for it every time on 4th down, actually punting the ball, actually kicking a field goal. Like, elements of coaching that, maybe they're not sexy, because when you succeed on 4th and 1, 4th and 4, 4th and 6, God, does that look good? But when you don't, you're looking like the Detroit Lions and their record thus far. There are games we could have and should have won, but didn't because of some of the play calling, some of going for it in those situations. So I am very thankful for where we are getting, where Dan Campbell is getting as a coach. Though, don't be surprised to see a bunch of risks this Sunday. Knowing Dable, knowing Dan Campbell, man, these 2 head coaches, we might see some trickery out there this Sunday. It's awesome seeing Jeff Okudah really rise to the occasion, rise and elevate to the position in which I think we all knew he could be, just hasn't been able to get to due to injuries, due to some of the coaching, due to some of his own. There have been issues all over the place. But watching him elevate his game and play the cornerback position in which we need him to be, where he is just good, whether you want to admit it or not, he is playing so well. So well. And seeing that is super encouraging. It's super encouraging also seeing Aiden Hutchinson this year through 9 games. You're watching the game itself slow down for him and him be able to adjust to what's happening. It's turning the leaf from college ball to the NFL. And it is a huge transition. It's a huge move, and you can see it week in and week out. Specifically against Chicago, him forcing that pick six. Him forcing that pick six came from him being in the league now 9-10 weeks, but 9 games, seeing Justin Fields and knowing, man, I could either bullet train him or I could try to keep him in this area where then Justin Fields just tries to toss it over his head because he pump fakes, releases, and then pick six from Okudah. His mind is taking the steps that his body is really already at. His mind is getting to the place where we need it to be. The game is slowing down. He is no longer playing college ball. He is playing NFL ball. And it is huge. No, maybe it hasn't been super consistent, but we are watching it become consistent. We are watching him consistently elevate. Hutchinson's the real deal. Very excited to see where we go from here with him and what he's able to do. His potential, man, I think it's through the roof. All in all, this game's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a slugfest with some risky business. People, Dable and Dan Campbell trying to, outduel each other in the risky category. Might be seeing Dable going for it on 4th down and 1, 4th and goal. And we'll probably see Dan Campbell do the same thing. These two guys just trying to one-up one another. Because the Giants, as I said earlier, have been risky, but the risk has paid off. The Lions have been risky, and it has not paid off. So this will be an interesting game. Very excited for it. Drop your score prediction in the comments section below. And I'll catch you next time on Let's Talk Lions.